Ever feel like your work week sleep schedule is held together by coffee and wishful thinking? You're not alone. Between early alarms, late-night emails, and Netflix cliffhangers, a full night's rest becomes more mythical than a unicorn riding a Segway. But here's some good news. That glorious weekend snooze, yes, the one where you wake up not knowing what day it is, might be doing more than just hitting your reset button. According to brand new research, catching up on sleep during the weekend could actually improve your heart health. That's right. Science says your lazy Saturday morning may lower your risk of heart disease by a whopping 19%. The study, still in abstract form and heading to the European Society of Cardiology's big annual powwow, found that those who skimp on sleep during the week but make up for it on weekends see the biggest heart benefits. In fact, if your Monday to Friday bedtime routine looks like a chaotic sitcom, that weekend lie-in might just be your cardiovascular superhero in pajamas. Yanjun Song, a co-author of the study from Fuwai Hospital in Beijing, even pointed out that the heart health benefits were strongest in folks who routinely missed out on weekday sleep. So next time someone calls you lazy for sleeping in on a Sunday, just tell them you're investing in your heart. Doctor's orders, sort of. And if you think this is just one of those small sample studies, think again. The researchers dug into data from a whopping 90,903 participants in the UK Biobank study. That's part of a larger health project that's been following over 500,000 people in the UK, aka enough data to make your smartwatch sweat. Participants were generally between the ages of 40 and 69, and their sleep habits weren't just self-reported guesses. Nope, they strapped on activity monitoring watches like sleep detectives and let the data roll in. Based on their weekend versus weekday sleep patterns, folks were divided into 4 groups, from those who barely made up for lost sleep to those treating the weekend like a personal sleep Olympics. On the low end, some folks actually slept less on weekends. Group 1, someone check on them please. On the other extreme, Group 4, were the elite weekend snoozers, clocking up to 16 extra hours between Friday and Sunday. Basically, they turned weekends into a hibernation retreat. And the results? After almost 14 years of follow-up, the mega snoozers were 19% less likely to end up with major cardiovascular issues. Things like heart disease, heart failure, atrial fibrillation, and stroke, compared to their less rested counterparts. Now here's where it gets even more interesting, especially for all the night owls out there running on less than 7 hours a night. Yes, we see you, Zombie Squad. Among this sleep-deprived subgroup, those who went all in on their weekend snooze had a 20% lower risk of developing heart disease compared to those who barely made up for lost sleep. That's right. If you're skimping on sleep during the week, your heart really appreciates the effort you put into that Saturday morning lie-in. It's like giving your cardiovascular system a deep tissue massage, but free and with pajamas. Interestingly, these benefits were universal. The data didn't show any difference based on gender. So whether you're a sleepy Susan or a dozy Dave, your heart gets the same love from that extra weekend rest. Of course, no study is perfect. Dr. Nika Goldberg, a cardiologist, pointed out that the findings are based on a UK population and may not apply globally. Still, she emphasized that chronic sleep deprivation is no joke when it comes to heart health. Other experts chimed in with a helpful reminder. While weekend snoozing might help your heart, it's not a full excuse to treat your sleep schedule like a spin-the-wheel game show. Sleep consistency matters too, because heart health is just one chapter in the book of how sleep affects your body. So yes, sleep in, but maybe also start going to bed before the sun comes up on weekdays. But before you declare every Saturday a National Hibernation Day, a quick reality check. Not all past research agrees that weekend snoozing is your heart's new BFF. Dr. Noor Makarem from Columbia University points out that shifting your sleep patterns wildly between weekdays and weekends, aka social jet lag, has been linked to increased heart disease risk. And unfortunately, there's no TSA line for that kind of jet lag. Dr. Martha Gulati from Cedars-Sinai brings even more caution to the sleep party. She notes another study showing that weekend catch-up sleep didn't just fail to help. It actually worsened diet, led to weight gain, and reduced insulin sensitivity. So basically, your weekend nap might save your heart, but betray your pancreas and your pants size. Not ideal. The bottom line? This latest study adds an interesting twist to the debate, but it's not a green light to treat your weekday sleep like a chaotic improv show and hope the weekend saves you. As Dr. Makarem wisely said, a regular sleep routine all week long is still your best bet for long-term heart health. Still, as Dr. Makarem diplomatically put it, When this is not possible, and let's be honest, for many of us, it's rarely possible, getting enough compensatory sleep on the weekend may offer some protection for your heart health. Translation: if your weekdays are a chaotic mess of alarms, deadlines, and questionable sleep habits, that weekend snooze might just be your heart's temporary backup plan. Not perfect, not permanent, but possibly helpful when life won't cooperate with an ideal bedtime. So while the jury's still out on whether snoozing hard on the weekend fully offsets weekday sleep debt, this study suggests it might give your heart a bit of a breather, literally. Just don't count on it as your lifelong plan. Your heart's not a college student pulling all-nighters forever. Neither are you. Now you might be wondering, why does sleep even matter so much for your heart? Besides the obvious joy of not waking up cranky and confused? Well, the science is still evolving, and as Dr. Makarem notes, this particular study is still in abstract form, which means some key details, like other heart risk factors or deeper sleep metrics, may not have been fully explored yet. But there's a bright spot. The researchers did account for genetic risk. That's a pretty big deal. So if you're someone with a family history of heart problems, this is hopeful news because even with those risk factors baked in, the connection between weekend snooze and heart health still held strong. Why might sleep have this power? Experts suggest it's tied to all the behind-the-scenes work your body does while you snore. Better blood pressure regulation, healthier blood sugar levels, fewer late-night junk food decisions, and yes, a lower risk of obesity. In short, good sleep makes it harder for your heart to end up on the wrong side of a health chart. Dr. Goldberg chimes in with the blunt truth. Lack of sleep can open the door to all kinds of heart villains: high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, stroke, and even arrhythmias. Basically, your heart doesn't like it when you burn the candle at both ends, especially if you're also burning through drive-through meals and stress. And let's not forget the mental health side. Sleep doesn't just heal your body, it helps your brain chill out too, and that psychological piece has its own heart-protecting perks. That said, don't get too comfy. Dr. Gulati raises some legit unanswered questions. Is there such a thing as too much sleep on the weekend? Can you really catch up if your weekday sleep tank is empty? And if you already sleep well every night, are your heart-protecting powers even stronger? We don't have all the answers yet, but one thing is clear. Sleep isn't just rest, it's repair. And your heart loves a good repair job. So next time someone calls your weekend snooze lazy, just smile and say, "I'm protecting my cardiovascular integrity." Then roll back over and nap like a legend. As Dr. Gulati puts it, perhaps the mechanism of these findings is that making it up is better than not getting it at all. Translation: if your sleep schedule looks like a reality show gone wrong, sleeping in on the weekend is better than skipping sleep entirely. But let's not get carried away. This isn't a pass to ignore your alarm 5 days a week. For true long-term heart health, Dr. Goldberg lays it out plain and simple. Aim for at least 7 hours of sleep each night and keep it consistent. Yes, even on weekends. That means going to bed and waking up around the same time each day, no more playing roulette with your circadian rhythm. Makarem agrees. Consistency is king. Your body loves routine almost as much as it loves oxygen. And if you're struggling to get good sleep, whether it's falling asleep, staying asleep, or resisting one more episode, talk to your doctor. As Dr. Goldberg wisely says, you are the best advocate for your health. So go ahead and enjoy that sweet weekend snooze. Just don't use it as a substitute for a broken weekday sleep routine. Your heart's working hard for you. The least you can do is let it rest.